Welcome to another live stream. In case you guys didn't see the thumbnail, I am cooking dinner. I've already done some minor prepping. I've got potatoes sitting over there by the sink that I just peeled. So it's sitting in cold water. But can you guys guess what's for dinner tonight based off of the thumbnail and some of the ingredients that you guys see here? I don't know if you guys can tell what that is, but we've got chicken, we've got eggs, we've got potatoes, yeah, and a couple of pans here laid out. But I'm gonna actually have three things going at one time, so I'm gonna be multitasking. And for if anybody's popping in at the time, if I miss your message and because I don't respond right away, please forgive me. So let me just go ahead and put on my little handy dandy apron. Can you tell I like blue? When we had the food truck, pretty much all our aprons were blue. We did get a couple of different colored ones, and you've probably seen me wear the pink or the red one. The only thing I didn't like about that one is that it's not as long, so I can't do this. The only thing I don't like about this one is that it doesn't have pockets. But by me folding it in like this, I do create a little bit of a pocket here. So that way I can put my towel right here. And there you go. Okay, if you're new to my channel, I am live streaming to you from central part of Texas. Welcome in, Hafa if you're a fellow islander. But I am going to be doing chicken with a side of mashed potatoes, homemade, and buttered corn. So I already have the peeled potatoes sitting in cold water, and I'm getting ready to prep the chicken. So in case you missed what I had said, while I'm doing some of these things, because I'll be multitasking, prepping, and I'm going to have 3 pans going. So if I don't respond right away, maybe my husband will let me know, or my daughter. Hey, babe. Would you mind, because it is going to start to get a little warm in the kitchen, grabbing the fan over there? I forgot to get that. But how's everybody's Thursday going, for those of you guys that are here watching? Alright, so again, what I am cooking for dinner tonight is I'm doing fried chicken, I'm making homemade mashed potatoes, and buttered corn. How do you guys do your fried chicken? My oldest sister, she has a recipe that uses mustard, and I love her fried chicken. So, who just came in? Hey, Terrence. Sorry I missed you guys last night. But I am just getting my baggies to prep the chicken. But all I do to season it, at least for me, like I said, my sister, I'm not big on mustard, but my older sister, the recipe that she's been using for quite a while now, I just got garlic. It involves using mustard, and like I said, I'm not big on mustard, but when she does her fried chicken, I mean, it is really yummy. It is better than KFC. Yes, it is really. It's crunchy. It's flavorful. I don't know. Sometimes, you know. Hey, babe, can I ask for another favor? Did you go upstairs already? I just need help opening this up. Sometimes, you know, it's just having homemade makes things taste better.
Yeah.
I know. So I got the gloves on. I got my gloves on. So, but for the seasoning that I put in the dry mix with the flour is I do add onion and garlic powder and salt. Oh, I was trying to pop it from the wrong side then. You know the shake and bake. So this is I don't use all the seasonings that's in a shake and bake. And I've gotten so used to not, thank you, using black pepper that sometimes in the past, I would have added black pepper to this, but because my mom is allergic to it, I got used to not adding it. So it's just salt, onion, and garlic powder. I don't know, maybe in lieu of let's add some smoked paprika. No, I know I have one that's open. Nope, don't want cinnamon. Oh. Is this one open? Okay. Let's add some of this smoked paprika. I have like 2.5 cups of flour in here, and I know it looks like I was adding a lot of salt, but I'm not. But basically, I have 2 bags prepared. I have the dry, which is the flour and the seasoning. And then I'll have a wet bag that's gonna have nothing but eggs in it. Mess right there. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the pot for my potatoes. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn on the pot for the frying. I think this should be enough. Just 2 eggs in there, right? I just want enough of this to be able to coat the chicken. And the chicken that I'm using for tonight, make sure there's enough seasoning in this. But that's another reason why I don't use a lot of salt in this, because it'll be coated in egg. I don't think my mom can do smoked paprika, but and I'm not going to be deep frying. Hey there, Ria. Good evening. I am going to be making a fried chicken with homemade mashed potatoes and buttered corn. But when it comes to frying the chicken, it's like I said, it's not going to be deep fried, but I want a little bit for the chicken to be somewhat submerged. I don't know if you guys, if anybody here ever watches what you call that, Gordon Ramsay. I like watching a lot of his shows, but when I'm watching his videos and he's cooking, and the main meat that I see him cooking a lot of is steak. But anyways, whatever the protein may be, you know, he'll have his cutting board, and he'll have his towel also on his waist. He messes with it, and he doesn't wear gloves more than half the time that I've seen, but he'll be touching the meat because he's getting it seasoned and he's patting it or whatever. He wipes his hands on his towel. Sometimes he'll take his towel and wipe the cutting board as he proceeds to do other stuff, touching his seasoning and whatever else he's cooking. And again, wiping the same towel that he used to already wipe his hands after touching the raw meat, or wiping the cutting board. I always found that to be a little funny. Hey, Mary. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get this seasoned up. But all I do, and my favorite meat is dark meat. So typically it's thighs and or drumsticks that I cook with, and I prefer ones that are already, that are boneless and skinless. If you have the time and if you can help it, you can even take off, the fat that you see on here, but for the sake of the video, I'm not going to do that this time. shake, shake, shake. Hey, Terry. Good evening. Give me 45 minutes. Basically, the length of this live stream. But in case you missed that, Terry, and Mary, if you're still there, I am making fried chicken that is going to be double coated. First coating I just did, which was the egg, and then a seasoned flour mix. And if you guys, when you're buying the thighs, you notice that a lot of the times they're kind of like curled up. You just want to make sure that they're open, so then that way the coating can get everywhere. All right, there's that. And as soon as I get the chicken coated, I'm going to finish prepping the potatoes. I just need to cut them up, and you'll be here. I'll set an extra plate for you. All right, let's go. Shake it up, shake it up. You know, it would be funny, but not, if this bag busts open as I'm shaking it. So, let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. Yes, I'm very careful not to cross-contaminate, especially if I'm cooking chicken. Definitely, definitely. That's why I had taken off that first glove that was touching the chicken. And then as soon as I was done with the eggs, I took off that other glove. All right, so this looks like it is coated, but I'll shape it. I'll shake it up even more. Before it goes into the frying pan. But in reference to where I'm from, exactly in Guam, I grew up in two parts. The central part of the island with Manila, and then I did spend a few years in the southern part of the island of Mauricio. Why don't you guys come a little bit closer? Don't be shy. Did I see Nieces in there? Oh, there's several people that popped in. I do apologize again with my multitasking. I don't see everybody that pops in. But I saw Mike, Nina, Nieces. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. But I am just prepping the potatoes even further for the mashed potatoes. I've got a pot over there going. But when you guys are working with potatoes, how many of you guys actually soak them in water? Cool or cold water? And if you don't, do you know why we do? I love potatoes, especially when it's chicken and potatoes. But the thing about soaking them in cool or cold water, no worries, you're shaking. That's right, shaking and frying. I only soak if I'm not going to cook them right away. Okay. Hey, Mama, welcome in. Good evening. Yeah, it's for me. Whether I cook them, that's why I try not to prep them too far in advance. But I try to make sure it gets some soaking in there, 10-15 minutes at least. But it's just to help draw out the starch. You know, so that way there's not as much starch when you're eating the potatoes. And me just dicing them up into bigger chunks just means, you know, that it'll boil faster. Which I think I might have to add more water to my pot over there. I don't think I added enough. But for those of you guys that just popped in, how's it going? What are you guys doing this Thursday evening? I'm just going to pause a moment while I put some more water in my pot over here, because I don't think that's going to be enough. See, because that's what I have right now for the potatoes. Sizzle, sizzle. All right, one. Okay. You know, at first when I thought about making the potatoes, I was debating on whether to do them as baked potatoes, where I pretty much still cut them into chunks like this, and then I throw it in another baggie with my favorite garlic and herb seasoning, and I'll shake that up, and then I'll throw it in the mini oven and bake it for about 20 minutes. I like doing it that way too. But I decided that I haven't made it my homemade mashed potatoes in quite a while, so I figured let's do some mashed taters. All right, I'm going to wait for that pot to start producing a little bit more bubbles. I'm just going to give this another shake. And then I'm also going to go ahead and get the corn going. So I do have, you guys can see. So I've got another small pot right here. Ooh, I love to mix potatoes and corn. Mix as in preparing them separately, or actually mix. Because I know that's double the starch. For me, that's why I'm like, I was trying to think about a different vegetable, but I know, Terry, you work with a lot of vegetables, and I was like, man, I'm not big on vegetables. I actually thought about doing broccoli, but I'm like, fried chicken and potatoes, typically, it's corn. So I just put some butter, throw some corn. Woo. And that way I still get to use my Mrs. Dash. Yeah, my repertoire of vegetables is very, very low. I don't know if this is the right lid. Let's see. Oh, look at that. It's the right lid. All right, that looks like it's ready. So let me just drain my potatoes. Now you guys are going to be watching yourselves. I'm only hand putting them in here because I don't want it to splash too much. Otherwise, because of the pan of oil next to it, otherwise I would have just dumped it in there. You probably like starchy vegetables better. Corn, peas are my favorite. Yes. Corn, peas, carrots, and I do like broccoli, cucumber. Those are the ones that I can name off the top of my head. Oops, that's what I didn't want, water to get in there, into the oil. Now you guys are going to hear that sizzle. Hey, Wendy. I have never seen a burner so far to the middle. So, sorry, Nina, I just saw that. So really, the one in the middle is more of like a warmer. This one right here, it's more of a warmer. So you've got the two nozzles right here for these two, and then those two on the right cover these two. But if you notice, there's this little button right here that says the warm zone, and that's for this one. So once this is done cooking, so that way it's like the corn, if I wanted to, I would just move it over, and it'll help make sure this stays warm, so it doesn't cool down as I'm cooking. You know what I mean? But that's cool that you noticed that. Yes, yeah. The water that flew in there, if you guys heard that popping. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I haven't made my fried chicken in quite a while. You know, honestly, for those of you guys that are not new to my channel and do the same line of work that I do, you know, especially whether you're doing this full time or you have a W-2 and you're doing this, you know, you're kept pretty busy, or, you know, you're working all day and you're too tired to cook. Or I'm too tired to cook. So then I'll go for the simple meals. But I've been kind of wanting, you know, I love chicken. I grew up eating chicken just about every which way. You know, fried, barbecue, grilled, baked, and seasoned, you know, in so many different ways. And I still love eating chicken, often. My husband, some of you guys may have heard this story already, but his stepmom can't eat red meat. So while they were growing up, there was a lot of chicken involved. So, yeah. So that's why, you know, eating chicken, I try to spread it out to where we're not eating chicken as often. Hey, Tornado. Just cooking dinner here. Let me point that down this way so you guys can see more of what I'm cooking. Okay, So I've got the oil heating up right here for the chicken. This right here is boiling the potatoes to make homemade mashed potatoes. Oh, now you're calling it your Meat Puppets sweet pie? Nice. And then I've got buttered corn cooking on this one over here. Lower that, oops. Lower that down. Let me see if I have a skinnier stick. I mean, normally that would be just looking at it or feeling how hot it is right here, or even using this. I try to bring it to about 350 before I start frying. But I think it's just about ready. So this one has the regular tong side, and then this has the flat side. This definitely is perfect for when you're frying and you've got something to flip. Makes it easier to get underneath it. All right, I think, let me see if I can find that small piece. Making sure they're all nice and coated. Looking good. I had a tiny piece in here that fell off a chicken, but I think it should be good. All right. Where is that tiny piece? No, don't pop at me. All right. Let's get to frying. Okay. Says it's 356, so Probably could have done a triple coat. Hey, Rhea, okay, thank you so much for joining. Have a good evening. So right now it looks like it's just going to be a thin layer of crunchiness on the outside. You know, but one of the things I loved about doing fried chicken or eating fried chicken, for those that make it with the skin on, especially if the skin comes out really crunchy, the skin is the first thing I eat. All right, so we got the mashed potatoes. Lower this down even more. And I got the butter cooking in the back. Oh, I'm sorry, the buttered corn cooking in the back. So do you guys have a favorite way to prepare chicken? I am just going to set a timer. A favorite way, let me ask that again. Do you guys have a favorite way to prepare chicken or to eat chicken? Where did it go? I'm not going to smell over here. Where's the tissue box? There was one right over there. At the dining table, a tissue box. Doing fried chicken is probably my second favorite. We have you guys pointing towards the food. I know I'm moving it around a lot. There we go. But fried chicken is my second. And having all my nieces, my nephew, and my own kids' favorite meal was chicken, taters, and corn. Aw. How would you prepare the potatoes whenever you're having chicken? I mean, these three items, the chicken, the potatoes, and the corn, you know, will be done in different ways. Like I said, this could be baked chicken. It could be grilled. The potatoes could be mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, potato salad. But for the corn, really there's only two ways that I would prepare it, which is the way I'm doing it tonight with butter and seasoning, or doing corn on the cob. I'm not very good at cooking chicken, much better to go out. I feel you on that. Especially my hubby, because he's the one, 9 times out of 10, he's the one that's cleaning the kitchen. So, yeah, and then I'm making a mess whenever I try to clean up after myself a little bit. When I'm cooking, I try. But that's why when we're out working, especially if we're out working all day, and I'll tell him, I was like, I don't feel like cooking. So either we'll get something to eat out, or we get something that's really easy to cook. Mashed 2 ways. Kids had picky preferences, fresh mashed and out of the box. That's why most of the, I mean, if I were to have to do one that comes out of a packaging, I like doing these. I like doing these kinds, you know, and having them getting the different flavors. Because if it's just us, you know, I'll prepare maybe just one packet. But if there's more than just my husband and I, my daughter, I'll take, you know, I might mix the flavorings up of these. But these are the other prepackaged ones that I'll do if I'm not making homemade mashed potatoes. My grandma was the best at fried chicken. Aw. I've got to run. I've got some things. Okay, Terry, if you're still there, I'm sorry I didn't see that message right away. Have a good night. I do much better with pot roast, ooh, or slow cooked meats. I love me some pot roast. Oh, especially when we think about it ahead of time, and we'll use the crock pot to make pot roast. Come home after a long day, and it's just, you know, you walk into the house smelling like the pot roast. Ugh, so delicious. The timer is about to go off. I'm a-coming, I'm a-coming. Wait, it's not ready to come out yet. It's just time to flip. Alright, let's set that timer. The only pieces you meat is, okay, let me look back. In season, I always cut the corn fresh from the cob, saute it lightly in butter, boil off the cobs to make corn silk broth. Ooh, that sounds so yummy. What's everyone's favorite part of the chicken? For me, I'm frying it right now. It's the thigh with the drumstick that comes in second because I prefer the dark meat. So yeah, that right there, the thigh is my favorite. All right, I'm just gonna keep that on low. I don't know. I guess the reason why, I mean, I'll eat breast meat, especially depending on who's cooking it, because I've had some that have been prepped, cooked so well that it still stays, tender and juicy. But I guess that's been my problem with breast meat, is that it does come out a little bit on the dry side. Is it chicken cordon bleu? Is that the one where it's basically been flattened out, and then there's like, once it's laid out, you put filling in the inside, and then you roll it up. I think it's like cheese or something, and then you roll it up, and then it's coated, and then it's either baked or fried. Because a lot of the times, the ones that I've tried with that one, I don't even know if that's what it's called. Um, it's filled with ham and cheese. So it is. Okay, so it is cordon bleu. Okay. Um, and it's typically made with breast meat, right? Because when I had that, I guess that's one of the ways to where, I mean, I don't mind eating the breast meat when it's prepared like that. Because it still comes out nice and tender and juicy. Pounded out breast meat. Okay. Yeah, I've never made it. I've eaten it, but I've never made it. I guess while this is cooking, you guys will bear with me. I'd like to play Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard this on one of my recent videos, but these are a couple of the songs that I've come up with, that I've done when I'm doing videos and I want background music, and I use the program Lyrics into Song .ai. Let me see if this is the one. Let me see. Okay, this is the one. Hold on. I know with all the frying in the background, I have to turn the volume up on this. In the darkest of moments, my mind wanders astray. Thoughts so heavy make my heart feel betrayed. Life can be intense, pulling you in many different directions. Feeling overwhelmed, getting in the way of any connection. It's moments like this is when I must hold my head high, face my fears, step out of the dark and into the light. Take a deep breath, reach within and grab your inner power. Uh-oh. Didn't like that. I don't know what happened there. Huh? No, it's shut down. They didn't like it. They didn't like what I was doing. Like I said, I don't know what happened there. But Mom, or I'm sorry, Miss Wendy, you said you like yours well done. So basically, they've been cooking about, frying about 15 minutes. Looks good there in the center. But I'm just gonna take this one out. This one is smaller. These two here are the bigger of the group that I put in here. So I'm just going to let this cook for another couple of minutes. That is almost every night. We have so many local farmers markets around us. There's so much to choose from. I do love the roasted zucchini though. Ooh. Probably could have made these pieces just a little bit. I mean, they've definitely softened up, but there's a lot of chunks in here that are still a tad on the firm side. So that was the one thing I should have done, was make them into smaller pieces, so that way during the boiling process, it'll get done a lot faster. But I guess I made the pieces still just too big, so that's why it's taking a tad longer. But the seasoned corn is done. I still got about 5 minutes left on. Alright, I'm going to check on this chicken. Alright, looks good. Zucchini boats, so many options to stuff them with. Zucchini boats. That sounds interesting. I think the only time really that I've ever eaten zucchini was when it was done as zucchini bread. I mean, I guess I haven't done anything with zucchini myself only because I wouldn't know what to do with them. I mean, because they're kind of like just one step up from a cucumber, right? All right, I'm going to give that about 30 seconds to a minute to heat back up. Let me check on the taters. Okay. I think the potatoes are just about done. I'm going to go ahead and drain them. And then I'm going to put the last batch into the frying pan. Hot pot. Ooh, look at all that steam. All right, where'd that small piece go? This morning I tossed it in here. Where'd it go? Or was I just seeing things? I guess so, because it ain't in there. Looks like it, but don't taste like. I have no idea. I'm not even. What's CUKE? What's a CUKE? I like a lot of butter in my mashed potatoes. Oh, cucumber. Okay. Because I'm like, what? All right, so let me reread that again. That don't taste like a cucumber. They are better cooked, uncooked, that are tender. Okay. So I guess that is the big difference between a cucumber and a zucchini is zucchini you want to cook. While a cucumber, you can have it raw. Nope, wrong one. My 3 favorite seasonings to use. I really like that buttery flavor, but it still needs more salt. Hey Alberto, good evening, welcome in. Just making the family dinner tonight. It's looking good. Hey babe, you come try this? Can you come try this? I just added more butter. Butter. Let that melt in there for a minute. Just a little bit more salt. You want to try a piece of chicken there? Just take and let me know, and then.
I don't like chicken.
Yeah.
Just kidding, delicious.
Look at that butter. Buttery.
Really good.
Huh?
Really good.
You're just saying that because you love me.
Yeah, but it is.
Huh?
Yeah, it is too.
Well, come here and try the mashed potatoes then. It's getting there. I think it still needs more butter.
More butter.
More butter, please. Yes, I put that much butter in there. Let that melt. Add a little bit more of this. I know it looks like I'm putting a lot of salt, but there's not a lot that's pouring out. You want to mix that up?
Nope. I'm supposed to try it, I thought.
I know, but I just added more seasoning and
More butter.
butter.
More butter.
All right, let's flip this. Oh, I found the small piece. It was attached to this bigger piece, but this was the small piece I was talking about. It attached itself to the. I'm going to put the bigger piece towards the center. Keep the smaller pieces on the outside. Did you try it? Oh, the butter?
Buttermilk.
Yeah, the butter's still in there, melting.
Still melting it.
I just love me some mashed taters. All right, let's try this. Try it. You try it. Yes, it is. More butter, more salt.
More salt.
More salt. More salt. All right, just a little bit more. Maybe like 2 pinch. 4 pinches. 4 pinches of salt. Oh yeah. So much better. Oh yeah, that was good. That was good indeed. I forgot to set a timer for this one. Enjoy dinner, y'all. It looks scrumptious, making me so hungry. I need to go find some grub myself. Letting this stream continue on the computer. I need to go upstairs. Okay, adios for now. Thanks, Ma. So I tore a piece off of one of the chicken. Let's see how it tastes. Hubby says it's good. So let's see how it tastes. Mmm. Mm-hmm. That is so good. You know, whenever I'm cooking for a party, whether it be for ours or for the family, because I do a lot of taste testing. You know how it is when you're the cook. You got to taste everything. So by the time, you know, all the food is done, you're typically one of the last people to eat. Or when you make your plate, you don't get as much because you've already been sampling everything just to make sure everything is good. I forgot to cover that sooner so that way it doesn't dry out. I can probably take that tiny one out. There we go. We got fried chicken. That's what's for dinner. Coated in egg and seasoned flour. So, because I only basically did a single coat of the egg and the flour, it's got a slight, crunchy coating to it, but I think if I had done a double coating, it would be even crunchier. But okay, that's okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a plate so y'all can see. There's that. We got the mashed potatoes. I rarely ever do gravy when I'm doing mashed potatoes. And corn. Oops, making a mess over there. And there you go, you guys. Homemade fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and a buttered corn. Can you guys smell that? That's our dinner for tonight. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful dinner tonight, whether it's a home-cooked meal or going out. Either way works just as long as you are enjoying your meal, right? That's the most important thing. But we're going to go ahead and eat before the food gets cold. Thank you guys so much for joining, liking the video, and even hanging out for the entirety. I truly, truly appreciate that. I hope that you guys will keep coming back. I will be releasing another video, a long form video tomorrow. So don't forget to check that out when it does hit my channel. Until then, the next time I'm thinking of probably going live is going to be this weekend for both Saturday, because there's an island event that I know I'm not going to miss. That I know I got the date and the time right, unlike the one from last month. It's an island event celebrating Asian American Pacific heritage. And then Sunday, it's Mother's Day, so I'll be doing a live stream on that day as well. So until then, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever it is you are doing. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks, Ma. Thanks, Miss Wendy, for you guys hanging out with me as I finish dinner tonight. Until then, adios for now. Bye, everybody. Oh, and I forgot to say, and thanks to everybody else who was watching in the background, even though you weren't participating in the chat. Thank you.